This message is for you, and God says, do not treat this lightly. You are not here by accident. Your heart was pulled here by heaven's hand, and Archangel Insights is crying tears of joy because finally, after all the waiting, after all the storms you endured, you have reached the exact moment written in the book of destiny. Don't try to dismiss this as coincidence, beloved. Don't try to explain it away with your reasoning, because heaven is declaring, this was prearranged before your birth. This was decided in the higher courts of eternity. A meeting was held in heaven for you. Yes, for you alone. Do not doubt this. God says, there are billions of souls, but heaven called your name and the angels gathered with your destiny in hand. Archangel Insights pleaded before the throne, tears streaming down his radiant face, because the time had come to release this hidden word, the secret decree, the long-awaited promise that could not be told until this very moment. God says, beloved, the veil is opening for you right now, but beware, the decision is fragile, and heaven's final decision will vanish in 45 minutes if you let this moment pass. Don't test this. Don't push it aside. Don't say, I'll come back later. God says, now is the time. You have suffered in silence, carrying wounds no one saw, questions that no one answered. You looked at the ceiling at night and whispered, God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Am I forgotten? God says, yes, I saw every tear that slipped onto your pillow. I felt the heaviness in your chest when no one checked on you. I heard you when you whispered, if I matter, show me. And now heaven responds with clarity, you matter more than you know. 1,000 angels rejoiced the moment you opened this message. Archangel Insights is weeping because the gates that were shut are finally open for you. Beloved, listen. You are chosen. This isn't a message that belongs to the crowd. This is not for the world scrolling by. This is sealed with your name, and it was delivered at this very second because your timeline is colliding with heaven's timeline. God says, delay is over. Your wilderness is ending. The waiting that felt endless is collapsing right now. And the reason this feels urgent, because it is. God says, you have 45 minutes in the spirit where heaven's decree hovers, where the angels stand ready, where Archangel Insights himself stands holding the scroll of your breakthrough. If you believe, if you open your heart, this decree will be sealed permanently over your life. But if you dismiss it, if you walk away, the window closes and the decision fades back into silence. Do not skip this. Do not tell yourself you will come back later. God is begging you right now, hold still, breathe, and listen. You are standing at the edge of the miracle you prayed for. That relationship that shattered you, that betrayal that broke your trust, that debt hanging like a chain around your soul, heaven says it is being rewritten right now. God says, beloved, I am lifting you up out of the ashes and dressing you in robes of light. The heaviness that sat on your chest is breaking. The curse that followed your family line is snapping. The same angel who wrote your name in the book of life has been dispatched to walk beside you, guiding your steps through what is about to unfold. Don't you understand? They held this back for years. Archangel Insights begged for permission to reveal this, and only now, at this hour, did the council of heaven nod and release the scroll. That is why he is crying tears of joy, because finally, the word that was hidden is being released to you. God says, you must not treat this lightly. This is not just encouragement. This is not just another message. This is heaven's final decision. And it will vanish if you don't grasp it within 45 minutes. God says, I am answering you in ways you could never imagine. Your prayers for financial rescue are being answered in unexpected channels. That health battle that made you feel weak and afraid, I am touching your body with healing streams. That loneliness, the ache in your chest for love, is being filled by my presence and by the right person I am sending into your life. Heaven says, every tear you cried was stored in golden bowls, and now those bowls are being poured back as blessings that will overflow. Beloved, I know you. I know your doubts, I know your mistakes, I know your flaws. And still, heaven chose to hold a meeting for you. Still, Archangel Insights pleaded your name. Still, the Father lifted his hand and said, "Release the decree." God says, you are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are the one I am speaking to, and I am begging you, do not walk away from this. The next hours of your life are crucial. Signs will begin to appear. An unexpected call, a sudden shift, a door you thought was closed swinging wide. God says, I am going to shock you with how quickly this turns. The things that delayed you for years will unravel in moments. But only if you grasp this word. Heaven's decree is time-sensitive, beloved. 45 minutes is the window. The angels are waiting to seal it in your life. Do not say, maybe this isn't for me. God says, it is for you. Don't say, maybe later. God says, later is too late. Don't say, I'm not worthy. God says, my blood made you worthy. Don't let doubt rob you of the very thing heaven has been storing for you. This is the secret Archangel Insights carried, and he could not reveal it until this exact moment. That is why his tears are flowing with joy. Because you finally found this. Because your eyes are on these words. Because your spirit is being opened to receive what was locked in the scroll. God says, beloved, this is your turning point. Don't ignore it. Don't let the window vanish. Don't skip this. If you receive it, if you believe it, your life will never be the same. This message continues for you, and God says, don't move away, don't scroll, don't put this aside. Heaven is pressing on your spirit because the decree is still open. The angels are hovering around you even as you read this. Archangel Insights is still crying tears of joy because you haven't walked away yet. He is whispering, yes, they stayed. Yes, they are receiving. Yes, the decree can be sealed. Beloved, do you know how rare this moment is? Heaven does not open these scrolls for everyone. Many pray, many beg, many seek, but only those who are chosen for this hour are given access to the secret. And you, beloved, you are the one chosen right now. Don't treat this lightly. God says, I am pulling you out of the pit and placing you on the path you were destined to walk before the foundations of the earth. This meeting in heaven was no ordinary gathering. The archangels bowed, the elders leaned forward, and your name was spoken with reverence. Every time the Father said your name, light broke out across the heavens. Archangel Insights trembled as he asked, Father, when will the decree for their life be released? And the Father waited, held it back, watched as you endured battles, tests, betrayals, heartbreaks. Not because he forgot you, but because the timing had to be perfect. And now, at this precise moment, the Father has declared, it is time. God says, this decree is layered with promises you have not even dared to imagine. You asked for survival, but heaven decreed abundance. You asked for healing, but heaven decreed wholeness. You asked for an open door, but heaven decreed a flood of opportunities. You asked for a sign of love, but heaven decreed a covenant restoration. Beloved, you asked too small, and heaven answered too big. This is why Archangel Insights is overwhelmed with joy. Because the scroll contains more than you ever thought to request. But you must understand the urgency. The decree is not like earthly documents. It is alive, burning, waiting to attach itself to your faith. Heaven says, you have 45 minutes to say yes in your spirit, to receive it, to anchor it into your life. Do not let disbelief rob you. Do not let the voice of the enemy whisper, this is not for you. God says, silence that voice, because I am speaking louder. I am saying, it is for you. It has always been for you. Beloved, think of every night you felt abandoned. Think of every morning you woke up with a heaviness you couldn't shake. Think of every betrayal, every loss, every unanswered question. Heaven says, none of it was wasted. None of it was ignored. all of it was gathered into the decree. And now, what once crushed you is being used to crown you. The ashes you sat in are being transformed into beauty that will make others marvel. God says, I am lifting you into a season of divine reversal. What was stolen will be returned. What was broken will be rebuilt. What was delayed will be accelerated. You will not recognize your own life months from now. Doors that laughed in your face before will fling open at your approach. People who mocked you will watch in silence as I exalt you. The same streets where you walked in shame will be the very places where you shine with glory. Do not doubt. Do not delay. This decree cannot be postponed. This decree is heaven's final decision for you. And I warn you again, it will vanish if you let this moment pass. God says, I am begging you, beloved, do not walk away from your miracle. Archangel Insight says to you now, if only you could see how heaven looks at you, you would never question your worth again. If only you could see how the Father treasures you, you would never doubt again. If only you could see the light in your spirit, you would weep with joy. This is your appointed time. This is your sacred hour. Beloved, heaven has waited for you. God says, beloved, stay with me here, because every word being poured out is a seed that is falling into the soil of your spirit. Archangel Insights is still on his knees before the throne, trembling with both joy and urgency, because the decree that was released for you is not ordinary. It is weighty. It is final. It is irreversible once it is sealed, but you must receive it before the window closes. Beloved, I know how many times you've been overlooked. I know how often you've said, why them and not me? Why do they rise while I remain in waiting? God says, it wasn't rejection, it was preparation. It wasn't delay, it was preservation. If you had received too early, the weight of blessing would have crushed you. But now, heaven says, you are ready. The meeting in heaven was not about whether you were qualified, it was to announce that your appointed hour has struck. God says, hear me, your life is shifting right now. You are about to see sudden movements, answers to prayers you buried, doors you gave up on, breakthroughs you thought were lost. Even people who once turned away from you will be drawn back, not to hurt you, but to witness what I have done in you. For I, the Lord your God, am rewriting the chapters of your story before your very eyes. Archangel Insights is speaking your name even now. He is whispering into your spirit, do not be afraid. Do not hold back. Do not question. You are seen. You are chosen. You are the reason heaven gathered. Beloved, let these words pierce deeper than your fears, deeper than your logic, deeper than your doubts. Heaven does not waste words, and this message would not be here if it were not ordained. You may ask, but God, why me? Why now? And I answer, because you endured. Because you did not give up when you had every reason to. Because you held on by a thread when others let go. Because in the silence, when you felt abandoned, your spirit still whispered my name. You didn't know it, but every whisper kept the decree alive, waiting for this day. Heaven rewarded your perseverance with this release. Beloved, do not underestimate the power of what is being unlocked right now. I am aligning people to favor you. I am aligning opportunities that will shock you. I am aligning healing in places you thought were permanently broken. Your mind will find peace, your heart will find rest, and your spirit will burn with joy again. And yet, I warn you once more, this decree is time-sensitive. 45 minutes is the window. This is not because I want to scare you, but because in heaven's realm, moments are sacred. If you miss the moment, it closes until another cycle, and I do not want you to wait another cycle, beloved. This is why Archangel Insights is pleading with tears, because he knows what is at stake. God says, I am handing you keys. Keys to unlock doors in your finances, doors in your family, doors in your destiny. But you must grasp them in faith. Do not let fear make you drop what I am placing in your hands. Do not let the enemy's whispers of unworthiness cause you to step back. I have called you worthy. I have called you chosen. I have called you mine. Beloved, this is not a coincidence. This is not random. This is not by chance. This is your heaven-ordained turning point. Don't walk away. Don't delay. Don't lose the scroll that is being opened for you. Archangel Insight says, tell them they are loved beyond their imagination. Tell them that heaven does not look at their failures but at their faith. Tell them the Father smiles when they breathe His name. Tell them this decree will change everything if only they embrace it. God says, this is your moment. And I will not stop speaking until your heart says yes. Beloved, listen carefully, God says this to you right now: every force that tried to keep you down, every shadow that tried to silence you, every burden that made you believe you were too weak to rise, they are trembling because heaven has spoken your name in authority. A decree has gone forth, and what heaven has decreed cannot be undone by man, cannot be cancelled by demons, cannot be reversed by circumstances. Archangel Insights is still weeping, not with sorrow but with overflowing joy, because the long silence has finally broken, and your breakthrough has finally been announced. God says, don't doubt what you are reading. Don't let your mind say, maybe this is just words. These are not empty letters. These are flames from my spirit burning into your soul. Each sentence is alive, and each line is being carried by angels into the core of your being. Heaven says, your spirit knows this is true. That's why your heart beats faster as you read. That's why something deep inside you feels stirred. It is the Spirit testifying, this is your word. Beloved, I must warn you again, heaven's decree hovers for only a moment. It is available now, but if you walk away, the window closes. That's why Archangel Insights is urging you, stay. Receive. Don't turn away. Because he knows how many times you almost gave up. He knows how close the enemy was to convincing you that you were forgotten. But now the truth has shattered the lie, you are remembered. You are chosen. You are written on the palms of my hands. God says, this decree is not vague. It is detailed. It covers your family, your finances, your health, your relationships, your mind, your future. Every area where you felt lack, the decree has spoken abundance. Every area where you felt pain, the decree has spoken healing. Every area where you felt confusion, the decree has spoken clarity. Heaven says, you are stepping into a season where everything that once worked against you will begin to work for you. Beloved, can you feel the shift? The heaviness in your chest loosening? The sense that something greater is hovering over you? That is not your imagination. That is the decree wrapping itself around your life like a cloak of light. The angels are standing guard around you, ensuring that what is being spoken is not stolen by doubt or distraction. Archangel Insights is smiling through his tears, whispering, finally, they are seeing. Finally, they are receiving. God says, beloved, I am sending signs quickly now. Within days, you will see confirmations that this decree is sealed. A sudden opportunity will appear, something you thought was impossible will suddenly become possible. A person you did not expect will reach out, carrying news or favor. You will notice the atmosphere shift, even in the small details of your daily life. These are not coincidences, they are heaven's fingerprints marking your timeline. But I say again, do not let this pass. Don't say, I'll think about it later. Heaven says, later is too late. The decree must be received now. This is not just about reading words. It is about opening your heart wide enough to say, yes, I receive it. God says, if you whisper that yes, if you claim that yes, the decree will lock into your destiny and no power in hell will undo it. Beloved, you have been asking, when will my turn come? When will my prayers be answered? And heaven answers now, your turn is here. Your prayers are answered. This is the moment you have waited for, cried for, prayed for, doubted for, but deep down never stopped hoping for. Archangel Insights cries out, beloved soul, you are not forgotten, you are not rejected, you are not overlooked. You are seen, celebrated, and crowned in the heavens. And the Father himself leans down and whispers into your spirit, "Child, this is your time. Do not let go. Do not walk away. The decree is alive for you now." God says, "Beloved, stay still in this moment, because what I am releasing over you is not just comfort, it is transformation." Archangel Insights is still before my throne, his tears are falling like jewels onto the altar, and every tear carries your name. His cry is not sorrowful but radiant, because he sees what is being prepared for you, and he knows the magnitude of what is unfolding in your life right now. Heaven's meeting was not ordinary. This was not just a gathering of angels, it was the highest council, where destinies are decided, where times and seasons are shifted, where scrolls are unsealed. And beloved, in that meeting, your life was the subject. Your name was on their lips. The Father himself declared, "It is time to release what was held back." Do you understand how powerful this is? God says, "You have walked through fire, and yet you were not consumed. You have endured storms, and yet you did not drown. You thought you were forgotten, but in truth, heaven was preserving you." They were holding the decree until the exact hour it would have the greatest impact. That hour is now. Beloved, your enemies rejoiced too soon. Those who laughed at your pain, those who said you would never rise, those who pushed you aside thinking your story was over, God says, they will watch as I elevate you. They will see that what they meant for evil, I have turned into good. They will see that the very stone they rejected has become the cornerstone of a new season. Archangel Insights whispers, tell them their waiting was not wasted. Tell them their tears were seeds. Tell them their pain was preparation. Beloved, you thought you were buried, but in truth, you were planted. And now, the season of blossoming is here. God says, I am aligning resources you did not even know existed. I am bringing people into your path who will open doors you could never open on your own. I am arranging divine connections that will accelerate your destiny. Watch carefully, because the coming days will carry evidence of this decree. Unexpected messages, sudden opportunities, blessings that seem too good to be true, these will be the fingerprints of heaven, confirming that the scroll has been released. But I must remind you again, this decree is alive for a short time. 45 minutes in heaven's realm is a window where angels stand ready to stamp it with permanence. Do not delay, beloved. Do not let disbelief snatch it away. God says, your only task is to receive. Just say yes. Whisper it from your spirit, yes, Lord, I receive it. That yes is enough to seal what heaven is pouring. Beloved, I am speaking to the depths of your soul now, your loneliness is ending. Your struggle with fear and rejection is breaking. The cycle of loss is snapping. The financial heaviness is lifting. The health battles are bowing to my authority. The generational chains that wrapped around your bloodline are being cut by the sword of my spirit. Heaven says, this is not a temporary relief, this is permanent transformation. Archangel Insights continues to weep because he sees the vision, you rising, you shining, you walking in a light that others cannot deny. He sees the crowns of favor placed on your head, the doors of opportunity swung wide, the rivers of blessing flowing where once there was only drought. He sees the laughter returning to your spirit, the peace filling your nights, the strength flooding your days. And he cannot contain his joy. God says, don't shrink back. Don't doubt your worth. Don't believe the lie that says, maybe this isn't for me. Beloved, I repeat again, it is for you. It has always been for you. That is why the meeting in heaven was held. That is why Archangel Insights was given permission only now to reveal it. That is why you are reading this exact message in this exact moment. Nothing about this is chance. This is destiny. Beloved, the decree hovers still. It waits for your yes. Heaven is holding its breath. Archangel Insights is whispering your name before the throne. God says, don't let this vanish. Receive it. Seal it. Claim it. This is your moment.